Welcome, everybody, to the Keeping Score podcast from the Daily Interlake and Hagadone Sports Network. I am Josh Amick. This week on the Range Riders Recap, we have yet again some new players to discuss. I will go over their series with Missoula and what to expect in their next series with Idaho Falls. So without further ado, let's get into it. In Game 1 against Missoula, newcomer Patrick Wicklander dazzled in his Range Riders debut before things fell apart in the 8th inning and the Missoula Paddleheads won 7-1. In the Range Riders' first game back home, Wicklander pitched 7 strong innings and struck out 10 against the best hitting team in the Pioneer League. Released from the AA Montgomery Biscuits, Wicklander had his agent call the Range Riders' bullpen coach. He was selected by the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2021 MLB draft out of Arkansas University and has made it his high to AAA. Here's what manager Paul Fletcher had to say about the signing.
He was just attacking the zone, 10 strikeouts. Was that the game plan, or is that's just kind of what his makeup is?
I think it's kind of him. He's been to higher levels, right? So he kind of knows how to pitch and knows he's got to attack that zone. The organizational guys, they know. I got to bang in that zone, get in, get ahead. He's just a good pitcher, right? He knows what he's doing, knows how to pitch.
In Game 2, it was another debut with pitcher Noah Owen, who was playing for the ACL Angels of the Arizona Complex League. Owen struggled, giving up 5 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings, and Missoula won 5-1 as the Range Riders' bats were stifled against the Paddleheads' pitching staff. Game 3, Roberto Pena bested Christian Kirtley in the knockout round, and the Paddleheads beat the Range Riders 3-2 Thursday night. This came as a bit of a surprise, as Kirtley does lead the team in home runs, but so far when they have been forced into the knockout round this season, the Range Riders have elected to go with Chad Castillo. They elected Kirtley this round, and they lost in the knockout round 2-0. Gabe Howell homered for the 8th time this season, and starter Cooper Benson pitched 6 strong innings, allowing only 2 earned runs. Game 4, Jerry Hunsinger broke a 1-1 tie in the 8th inning with a double that scored 2, and the Range Riders snapped a 3-game skid to beat Missoula 6-1 on Friday. Starter Caleb Sophie kept the high-powered Missoula offense at bay, pitching 6 2/3 innings, allowing 1 earned run and striking out 7. The Range Riders scored 5 runs in that 8th inning, and it led them to victory. Game 5, the Range Riders' bats were stifled once again as they only had 4 team hits and they lost 6-1. Andy Atwood would be the only one who scored for the Range Riders, and he scored on an error by the third baseman. Not a lot to show in that game. In the final game of the series, it was my game of the week as the Range Riders' bats exploded for 10 runs, highlighted by Ben Fitzgerald hitting 2 of them, one of them being a grand slam en route to his 4-for-5 day. Patrick Wicklander picked up his first win of the season and had plenty of run support compared to his Game 1 start in the series. TJ Clarkson also hit a home run for the Range Riders, his first with the team, and the Range Riders won the game 10-7. That's it for the Range Riders recap, so let's get into this week's edition of In Case You Missed It. Wicklander and Owen both made their Range Riders debuts this week and were accompanied by Kingston Liniak and Ryan McCarthy, both outfielders. Liniak was drafted by the Detroit Tigers in the 4th round of the 2018 MLB draft at Mission Hills High School in California. He also played for the Range Riders last season and hit 20 home runs in 89 games played. McCarthy played for the Great Falls Voyagers in 2023, then signed with the Minnesota Twins and was released earlier this season. Let's take a listen to McCarthy on why he chose to sign with the Range Riders.
Yeah, so I've played for the Great Falls Voyagers last year, 2023, and Tommy Thompson was the head coach. So when I got released from the Twins, he gave me a call and said, we would love to have you up here.
The Range Riders have had double-digit players added or subtracted in the past few weeks trying to add more talent. They have stepped away from the college ranks and have added players drafted by Major League Baseball or have at least reached higher levels of the minor leagues or have once played in the Pioneer League. This should bode well for a team who is going to need high-level experience to turn around the second half and who won't crack under the pressure of the postseason. Looking ahead, they will head on the road to face Idaho Falls for just the 2nd series this season. In their first series, the Range Riders took 2 out of 3 from Idaho Falls, but that was back in June, and this team looked drastically different. The new additions to this team have already made a huge impact, and that will need to continue as they play their next 9 games on the road. That's it for this week's recap. Hopefully the Range Riders' big win on Sunday will carry that momentum with them on this long road trip. For the Keeping Score podcast from the Daily Interlake and Hagadone Sports Network, I'm Josh Shamick, and until next time, take care.